Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. With the ratchet assembled, now I can start putting together the head. That's going to take a little bit of work. There's a lot of wear on it because it hadn't been oiled in years. So the first thing I needed to do was test fit. By stacking the races onto the shaft and checking the fit of the washer, I can tell that there's too much clearance. So I have to disassemble it and file off the shaft to make sure that I get the clearance set right. I'm using a safe edge file. That lets me run against the shaft, and then the large flat part of the file is the only part that cuts. So I'm not reducing the diameter of the shaft, I'm just shortening it. Okay, to see if I've got enough filed off, I'm going to stack the bearings, complete with the balls inside the bearing this time, and check the fit. This is going to take 4 or 5 tries, so I'm going to kind of speed through this. We're at one of the final phases of assembling this brace. Now, I've already determined that this takes 12 bearing balls. I need to clean these ball bearings. I suppose I could put them in the tumbler. I'm going to try something kind of quick and dirty to see if it works. I'm going to put them on there, spray them with some brake cleaner. Well, that's not exactly how I intended for it to work, but I'll give it a little place to get captured in there. I'm going to fold that over, and then I'm going to just rub them back and forth inside that paper towel. Well, it didn't take any of the dark color off, but it did make them shine up, so I'm thinking I got the dirt off. this down here to capture any of the misses. At least that's the theory. I'm going to put some of this double aught grease inside the bearing race. That'll hold those balls from flying around on me. There. That's 5. Oh yeah, it rolls quite nicely. It's nowhere near a precision bearing. I can feel every pit and ripple in that surface from where it rusted. Let me take this piece and slide it on over there, and I have previously filed this down so that it sits on there without any shake. So now I take this flat washer, flip it over the top, so I want to tap this down, make sure it's fully seated. And that 3/8 nut slips right over the top of that. There, that's a nice fit. No shake, perfect. Now I need to set this in something and clamp it solidly so I can peen that over. Now I'm not going to just smack on it. All I'm doing is going around the outside edge with the ball and tapping. Not smacking it. I'm not flattening it out. I don't want to mush it. I want to just take this small contact area that the ball surface gives me and knock little dimples all the way around the outside edge of that and just expand the metal around the outside edges so the end of this shaft peens out. There we go. Nice and solid. This is supposed to have threads on the inside of it, and it does thread over that thing, but it doesn't really have threads per se. It's just enough that the ends of the thread catch in the wood fibers and hold it in place while I spin it down. When I plated these screws, I just had 3 little screws in the bath, and even with the small power supply, I was putting so many amps into the bath. The tank was actually boiling with all the bubbles coming off of this, and the wire nickel plated, but it plated so fast it got lumpy. So I'm just polishing off the top of the screw threads. The roughness of the thread itself is just going to help to hold in that wood. Last step. Chucks assembled, ratchets assembled, heads assembled, nickel plated, cleaned up, rust free, wooden handles rebuilt. This one takes pride of place over there on the bench. This one, which is a large throw brace, does work, but the chuck is not anywhere near as nice as that other one. Ball bearing chuck makes so you can really latch something in solidly. It's a nice brace. I think I'm gonna see about fixing it up, but first I got some other projects to do. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.